Especially in these challenging economic times, financial matters can be quite stressful. Jane Honeck reminds us that looking at money in the old way doesn't work. Nothing gets solved. Jane is here to tell us that the problem with money is not about the money. It's about us. In fact, when you are living a dynamic, financially conscious life, money isn't a problem at all.
Welcome. We're here to talk about money. And in this economy, we all know it's a pretty important thing to talk about. Pretty exciting, huh? Yeah. Well, some of you don't look all that excited out there. Yeah, there are some of you on the edge of your seats with your notebooks out, ready to take down everything I'm going to tell you about how to get more successful with your money. But there's some of you out there, your heads are already starting to drop. You're thinking, oh, geez, if she only knew how bad it is. If she had any idea how terrible I am with my money. And then some of you are already checking your watch saying, what time's the first break? This is going to be so boring. How did I let my wife talk me into coming to this? But we are talking about money today, but the good news is we're going to talk about it in a totally different way than you've ever talked about it before. First of all, those of you hanging your head, you can lift it up. I'm not going to tell you what you did wrong. There isn't going to be any blame and shame here today. Because I know you didn't get up this morning saying, I wonder how I can screw up my finances today. That's not what we intend to do. And it's not going to be boring because we're going to be talking about you. And you don't need your notebooks because I'm not going to tell you the top 10 tips for becoming a financial successful person. Because all of that talk is about the what of money, what you do with your money. And that only deals with the symptoms. To get the answer to your real problems with money, you need to deal with the why. Why do you do what you do with your money? Why do you keep getting back to the same problems over and over and over again? Because you know what? The problem with money, it's not about the money. It's not about the money at all. It's about our beliefs and our values that are unexamined, that we pick up during our life, haven't really thought about. These are the things that are in control of our money life. These are the things that are making the choices for us. So if you don't remember anything else today, what I want you to remember is the problem with money, it's not about the money. So let's hear it. The problem with money?
It's not about the money.
One more time.
It's not about the money.
Great, you've got it. So one of the first places we can start to investigate these beliefs is with our first memory of money. What do we remember back from when we were a child? Let me give you an example. I have 3 sons, 22, 24, 26. Almost to adulthood, they're starting to think like, make real decisions. But I remember when my oldest, John, was about 6 years old. We went to Sears to buy a lawnmower. He picked out a shiny red one. We went to pay for it, and I handed the clerk my credit card. John tugged my sleeve and said, Mommy, aren't you going to pay for it? I said, oh, this is a credit card. I give it to the clerk. She takes down the information. And in about 30 days, I'm going to get a bill, and then I'll pay for it. Well, I could see the wheels turning in his little red head. And he said, well, Mom, couldn't you get another credit card and use that to pay for it? And then another credit card and another credit card? You'd never have to pay for it. Well, it didn't take him but a minute to learn the American way of debt. And guess what his first real job was? Selling credit cards. Now, my middle son, Killian, totally different story. He was about 4. We were out on a Saturday morning running errands. And he said, Mommy, can we go to McDonald's today? I said, Kill, I'm sorry. We don't have the money today, so no, we can't go to McDonald's. He said, well, just go to the machine and get some. I said, it's not that easy to get the money out of the ATM. You have to put money in. And today we don't have any money in there. Being the middle child, he didn't argue. He just internalized it. But later that afternoon, we're at the grocery store. He's in the produce section with me, and he turns to me, eyes glistening, and he says, "Mommy, do we have enough money for apples?" Broke my heart. Clearly, I hadn't explained something. And to this day, entire wardrobe from Goodwill. He's always living on just barely enough. And then there's my baby, Evan. Evan always finds a way to get what he wants. In fact, his brothers used to tease him and say, "Mom, Evan says he found his lost $20 bill in your wallet." He always had a way to come up with what he wanted. So one day, 4th, 5th grade, he comes up, sheet of paper. He says, "Mom, I have a proposal for you." I said, "Okay, I'm listening." He said, "I want to buy a laptop computer. And I found one, and we can get 0% financing for 3 years, and the payment's only $60 a month." I said, "Well, that's great. How are we going to pay for it?" He said, "Well, this is what I propose. What if I cleaned all the bathrooms every Saturday to earn the money to pay for it?" Let me tell you, that was an offer I couldn't refuse. And there were a lot more offers like that while he was at home. He was cleaning toilets until he went off to college. So you'll see, same family, 3 different kids, 3 different stories that connected with how they handle money today. So I ask you, what is your story? What's your story that you still remember and you can still see in your life today? Okay, you've shared your stories with each other, but now we need to go a little deeper. What does that story really tell you? What's the belief under that story? When I was in 2nd grade, I was at school, and Mrs. Caldwell, my teacher, handed me this questionnaire, said, "You need to fill this out." And it said, "How much money does your family make?" Got me. I don't have a clue. $200, $2,000, $20,000, didn't have a clue. She said, "If you can't answer it, you need to take it home and have your parents help you." So I took it home and went up to Mom and said, "Mom, I need to fill this out. Can you help me? How much money does our family make?" She said, "I don't know. I don't know. You'll have to ask your dad." So that night at dinner, I got my courage up and I said, "Dad, how much money do you make?" He said, "You don't need to know, and I'm not going to tell you." I said, "But I need this for school." He said, "I don't care. That isn't any business of yours. I'm not going to tell you." So what's my belief underneath that story? Well, I came away with the belief women can't be trusted to know about money. Do you think that might have had something to do with me becoming a CPA? With me devoting my life to helping you with money? I think so. So what I want you to do now is work with your partner again and help each other to get to that belief underneath your story. Get to it in a short statement, something that you can really attach to. And sometimes when you do this, it feels really bad. Because you know up here, that's not true. But it's still the belief that has attached to that story. So first, you need to state it very clearly. So I saw a lot of sharing going on there. It looked like you got to some interesting things. Let's share them with the larger group. Who's got a belief that they picked up? Yeah.
Money's the root of all evil.
Money's the root of all evil. Boy, we've heard that. Kind of tough to make money if we believe that, isn't it? What else?
There's never enough.
There's never enough. Also a good one. But that begs the question, what's enough?
Money makes the man.
Money makes the man. Wow, strong one.
I'm irresponsible with money.
I'm irresponsible. Geez, how can you ever do anything right if you believe in that?
Women are frivolous with money.
Women are frivolous with money. I got a lot I can say about that. So you'll see that you've gotten to the beliefs underneath it. That's the starting point. Now you've stated it loud and clear. Now you know what the belief is that you're working with. Our next step is to debate it and decide how can we change it around to make it work for us.